Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy of Zero Phase. I'm Eric, and I got a bit of an update for you here. So a little while ago I did a video demonstrating the new Midjourney Prompt Generator that I've come up with. Similar to the Stable Diffusion Prompt Generator. I've added some features to this though. I went through and did some studying on Midjourney and some of the uh, uh, different commands and things that you can do in the prompt to adjust things like chaos levels and style levels, even doing custom height and width of the image. And I was able to go through and actually integrate that into my primary prompt, I guess you call it the seed prompt, for ChatGPT. And what I'd like to do is just go through and demonstrate some of the techniques that you can use this with to come up with prompts, get some inspiration, make adjustments on the fly, and just show how it'll help with your workflow when it comes to working with Midjourney. So as you can see on my screen, I'm in ChatGPT, and I just sort of kind of threw something up there, just getting rid of what was already there. And let's just start off with a basic prompt so you can kind of see what it generates. A scene of a dog running through a field of flowers. And let's go ahead and save that and see what it comes up with there. A joyful dog, emphasized, dashes through a vibrant field of flowers. So it's going to emphasize both of those. It's boundless energy mirrored by the colorful blooms dancing in the breeze. Scene radiates. I love, it's interesting the difference between Stable Diffusion and Midjourney. Midjourney works really well with narrative. It's interesting. Like it takes this, and like this, it's boundless energy mirrored by the colorful blooms dancing in the breeze. Now I've not worked with Midjourney, a lot before, as Stable Diffusion is my go-to, but it was pleasantly surprising when you'd put something like this in to get what it is you described. So I've got this set up so that's what it does. It gives it kind of a narrative. The scene radiates pure bliss and the beauty of nature. And so you can take this, copy it, and obviously it looks like it gives you the aspect ratio, the stylization level, and the chaos level. And it's giving it a pretty good stylization level. I think the standard stylization level is 100. As you go up, the more style it gets. I could be wrong on that. I can't remember what I'm pretty sure the default is 100. But it's giving this one a pretty high stylization level, which means it would look really pretty. In fact, why don't we go ahead and just throw that in. Let me go ahead and render that, and I'll bring the image right back. Okay, so as you can see, it rendered out a very stylized scene of some very happy dogs running through fields of flower. I mean, flowers, it's really good. Like you can see those dogs are happy. It's just pure bliss for them. Like I said, Midjourney does a really good job with narrative when it comes to the prompts. Stable Diffusion, you can do that. I don't really know if it affects it. I don't really think it affects it that much. Stable Diffusion looks more for the adjectives and bases it more off positioning in the prompt, closer to the front of the prompt, it gets more attention, kind of thing. Yeah, very cool scene. Now, okay, and another thing you can do with this is, let's say you get your prompt right there, and what we want to do is just reduce the stylization level. So I like to be polite. Oh, I keep reading the T. So you can tell it to reduce the stylization level to 300. Bam, it reduces it. Should keep the prompt mostly the same. That looks like it did. So the other thing that I've integrated with this, and there's a lot of different functions. You can explore it using the text, at your, doing different requests. But here's a cool thing that I've integrated. Now, Midjourney has the ability to add URLs to images. So like you generate an image beforehand. You can actually grab the URL for that image, include it in the prompt at the beginning of the prompt, and what it'll do is it will and then do the prompt after that. And what it'll do is use it as a reference to. I don't understand it completely, but what it does is it uses it as a reference to modify the images coming out of the new prompt. So as an example, let's say I don't have an actual URL, but I'm going to show you a demo here. We'll so you use the just type in the URL. So we're going to do https://www.gibberish.com/gibberish.jpg. A portrait, a beautiful woman in fall 1700s style clothing. Okay. And what it does, it takes that image and or the image URL, includes at the beginning a stunning portrait, and then it goes ahead and modifies creates the URL around, the prompt around that. Okay. And again, you can modify it on the fly, just asking the AI to modify various things. It is set so that when you include a URL, it also includes the image weight variable. What this is a variable that allows to balance between allowing the image to hold more weight versus the text part of the prompt. So at a 0.5, I want to say this can go anywhere between 0.01 all the way up to 2. And so a 0.05, what it's going to do is lend more weight to the, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it lends more weight to the URL versus the text prompt. And if you increase that number, it lends more weight to the text prompt. I may have that backwards. I'm pretty sure that's what it is though. So again, something cool. Let's go through and do a couple fun examples here of things you can do. So the further down you get in the prompting, like if you just keep going like this, most AIs have an issue of forgetting. And so typically what I like to do is come back up here to the original one and just basically start over. Something I like to do is have it give me a prompt and then a series of ever-increasing detailed prompts that I can kind of pick from, decide what I want to use. Another thing that I like to do is if I need some inspiration, this is where ChatGPT rocks. So I need some inspiration. And what it'll do is it'll give you some basic prompts to kind of start off with. Just kind of like, there's a sunrise on a beach kind of thing. Let's see, let's just pick one of these. Lively cafe, bustling with activity where baristas skillfully create artful lattes. Okay, so let's do this. I like number 5. Could you add more detail to it? Bam. So I've also got it set so that it may give you, it may repeat the prompt you want or typed in, but what it is, it went through and increased the detail of the prompt, added the variables down here. It's going to be pretty stylized, which is, it's going to be a pretty cool image. I think we're going to render this one. I've also got set so for the beginners out there, some basic instructions or suggestions that you can use to change the image and just experiment with things. So yeah, absolutely. It'll help you with being inspired. Giving you some ideas. That's just the ChatGPT side. It's very creative that way if you know how to ask it. And I've got this set up so it's pretty slick when asking it. Maybe you didn't like those ones, so you could come down here and say, not sure I like those. Could you give me 5 more? and it gives you 5 more once ChatGPT itself actually kicks in and keeps going. Hopefully it doesn't completely stall out. So we just stopped it. But that's the beauty of ChatGPT. This is the 3.5, so it's not costing me anything to resubmit this. Let's see if it comes up with something else here. There we go. Okay, so like I said, use it to inspire yourself. In fact, you could be a little more specific. We could say, I need some inspiration. Could you give me 10 categories to choose from? Yeah, that's cool. Playful cartoon characters. I like number 9. Oh, I think it's still generating. Let's just do that and then hit that. See if it actually picks up on that. No, I didn't think so. Yeah, ChatGPT must be getting hit pretty hard right now. And it thinks I've submitted too many at the same time, so let's just refresh it. Okay. And let's try this again. Let's just say I like number 9. Nostalgic vintage scene prompt, and there's your prompt right there. Emphasizing specific things that are prominent in the image. Low stylization, should be fairly realistic in a 3x2. So not much chaos going on there, so it should be a fairly realistic scene. Vintage photograph, probably. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It allows you to, it'll walk you through, helping you to inspire or be inspired. Yeah, so one of the other things I think I talked about was creating multiple prompts with varying degrees of detail. Let's see, give me 3 prompts for a, I don't know, let's say, a warrior from Africa. First prompt. Gosh, prompt should be very simple. And then increase the detail over the next prompts. So there's the 3 different prompts, 3 different detail levels. Very cool. So the AI, or the seed prompt that I used, is trained on other things like using same seed. There's a variable called same seed that uses the same seed for each image in the render. There is also, let me think, they got a ton of different variables. Okay, so some of the variables that you can use that come in Midjourney that I've also got programmed into this, and you can play around with them. Things like changing the aspect ratio, specifying the precise width and height of the image, adjusting chaos levels, modifying the image weight when you use a URL, specifying no or the -- no for it's kind of like a negative prompt in Stable Diffusion, where you can specify things you don't want in the image. -- Q for quality, doing -- R for repeat, like repeating the render a certain number of times. -- seed, being able to either specify a seed or just randomly generates one. Using same seed, stop. Style, where you pick within the model in Midjourney, they have some different models. You know, they have Midjourney 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 5.1. And in some of those, there's sub models or sub styles, and there's even a option for a what's called Niji -Niji, where you can specify different types of cartoon or anime styles. Obviously, the stylization, which is the -S. You can specify -tile to create tileable images. And then specifying the version of the render or the AI engine you want to use, everything from 1 all the way up to the 5. So, you know, I'm making this available on Etsy, and I guarantee you're going to love this. It's so fun to play with, to have it come up with new ideas and be able to work those prompts out for you. At least getting a foundational prompt, and then you can go in and modify it however you want. This is a game changer for, at least it has been for me, and for those who have bought it, I know they love it. I've been getting feedback on it. And again, this is the newer version that incorporates all the different functionalities, a lot of the different functionalities. I know there's some other functionalities that I just can't do through this seed prompt, but I think this will take a lot of weight off your shoulders in generating these prompts. Anyway, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Hey, share this information. Let other people know about this. I think this will help everybody involved with Midjourney and helping them to generate beautiful images. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you later.